Hello, my dear Scorpio. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm glad to sit here with you and talk about May. So this will be a reading for May 2019 for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is a general reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Please do check out the videos for your other signs, for what we have strong in your chart, what your moon and risings are saying, because many times we are resonating just as well with those readings. So let's see what is the energy for Scorpio, the month of May 2019. I hope you are well, Scorpio. Well, we're starting nicely. What else we have for May? For Scorpio in May 2019. Chariot. Beautiful. Alright. Here we go. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess. Yes, you do. Alright, sweet. So this is the High Priestess, is your underlying energy, your theme. Now let's see what clarifiers do we pull for these cards. Explorers or clarifiers. But you've got beautiful energy going here, Scorpio. And it keeps going. Look at that. Wow, a lot of movement here. Change is coming. And it's coming from within with the High Priestess here, which is absolutely beautiful. And look at this, my God. Alright, so you've got a good month coming ahead, Scorpio. You've got a good month coming. At least the energy's month. It's great. What do you make of it? It's up to you. But I think you have to try really hard to mess this up. Look at this. Bottom of the deck to go along with your theme is another 2, which is a 2 of Wands. And the priest, the High Priestess, is a 2 as well. So yeah, let's talk about this underlying energy, the High Priestess with the 2 of Wands. The High Priestess is the aspect of the feminine. She's like the ultimate female. But the High Priestess is also the birth of duality. You see, you have these columns here. One is white and one is black, and it's connected to the divine. She's connected to the divine. She's connected to the universe. She's connected to whatever you believe in, God, divinity. Call it what you wish. But the point is that she's connected, and she's connected to her inner self, to her inner voice. She knows how to listen to the silence. She knows, she understands. She gets her information from inside. And having this white and black columns means that she understands both what's in her subconscious and in her conscious mind. She understands both the light and the dark. And she has them in balance. It is the birth of duality. But this duality is necessary to understand the separate self in order to grow into the bigger picture, in order to have the separate experience first, to understand the self, in order to understand the whole. I hope that makes some sense to you. And then you have it with the 2 of Wands. And with the 2 of Wands, it's an energy that you're holding literally the world in your hand here. And I think that's your world. I think that you realize that what you see inside yourself is what you're going to project outside of yourself. And you're literally the creator of your own world. What you focus on, what you give attention and energy to, that's what's going to keep manifesting. And that also means that you started understanding that there are choices out there. You have the awareness, you have the conscious awareness now of choice that maybe you didn't have before. And the way you show up for yourself and the way you show up into the world. That's just great. That's a great place to be, because choice, awareness means choice, and choice means one step closer to freedom, right? I mean, it is freedom. It is not being stuck. And this card also points out to the fact that you don't need to choose the obvious. I mean, like, there are more choices out there and you can take your time with it. Sorry. Catching a cold here. But you do have the awareness, and you have your own world in your hand, and there's also the world outside, you know. And look at the colors of the world outside, and look at the colors on this global here. They're the same colors as inside, so outside. And this guy is like all dressed in red here. He's aware, he's conscious, this card is like screaming out loud awareness. And going with the High Priestess, that's just fantastic, because that awareness comes from the deep self-reflection and from taking space into a rather meditative state. If you do meditate, that's fantastic. Otherwise, whatever works as meditation for you, I think that's what brings you that inner wisdom. And there you go, it comes with the Ace of Cups, which is the most beautiful rebirth possible. It's I think you're waking up to understand to understand that inside yourself, whatever you were looking for outside of yourself, you can find that inside of yourself. And especially if we talk about love, we're looking for love outside of ourselves because we feel empty, because we feel we want to be loved, we want to be cared for, we want to be nurtured, we feel lonely. And it's a normal experience of the human condition, but also it is a little bit fascinating to realize that we actually do have that love inside ourselves, and we can access that. We can really access this the moment we are realizing that we have access to this inner love, which is like the strongest love that we can ever feel. That's the moment of awakening. And yes, sometimes in dark moments it's a little bit harder to access this amazing loving energy, but when we are able to, we kind of build up more and more pathways, more and more connection to this. We build up a way to the heart. And the more often we are able to do that, the better. And it comes with the King of Swords here. So I think that you are truly realizing this truth right now. You're realizing this at a conscious level. Your mind is on board now. Your mind understands that the power is here in the heart. The power is in the opening of your heart chakra and allowing that inner love to overflow outside of yourself. You have so much love for yourself, and you have so much love for the world. It's that place of radical acceptance where you understand and see each and every side of yourself, the light and the dark, and you love them all. And you accept them all, and you welcome them all into your awareness. And by being able to accept all these aspects of yourself, you are able to accept the world outside just as much, and you are able to carry and to give much more love out there. See, this cup is overpouring here into the sea, and this is a gift. See, this hand comes from thin air, and there you go, you have the messenger of peace here. That brings you a lot of a feeling of deep serenity. I'm not saying that we can stay forever in this energy, but understanding, having this awakening, understanding that it is our choice to access this, to learn how to access this. This gives you the key to the universe, literally. It's amazing, Scorpion. And there you go. This propels you forward into a completely new cycle with the Wheel of Fortune here. And I think this was one of those karmic moments where your soul had made one step forward in its growth process, in its eons long growth process. And that's big. That is big, and that that allows you to move forward again in balance. See, again, the black and the white here, just like with the High Priestess. You have the Sphinx here and the columns here. These are like a connection with the divine, and this is the Sphinx are you allow them to drive your chariot. You allow them to drive your vessel because you trust them, you know who they are, you know where they're going. Yeah, one will normally go one direction, one will go into the opposite direction, but you've balanced them, you've tamed them. And by they somehow are in no conflict with each other because they feel your love and your trust. And by the way, here the heart chakra is also emphasized here, and it's white, which means purity. So you are finding that love and purity within your heart, and you are able to move forward with this. Maybe you've been healing from some pain, some heartbreak. But there you go, you find that space of love, and love for the self and love for the world. As I said, this is the role of duality, the birth of the duality. When we go out there into the world, we learn to love the self, and we love the separate self. And then in time, through this journey, we learn that the separate self is actually part of the whole. But we need the experience so that we can love. And with the Chariot here, it has applications on your physical world, on your day-to-day world. You learn how to use your resources. You learn how to use your and when I say use your love, I don't mean use as in a bad way. I mean you know how to apply this love in your physical world in order to keep moving, in order to go walk on your journey. These two sphinxes here are tamed through love, nothing else, and knowledge. He's got this star on his crown chakra. He's got divine awareness. He's got the awareness of the world, of the universe. He understands the key of the universe, which is the heart. We are love. And this Two of Swords with Six of Wands, well, this journey is taking you to places that you haven't been. And there's gonna be some resistance here. There's gonna be parts of you that will, because the mind is aware, but the mind has its own duality and types of dualities that break in other dualities and so on. And the emotions that you've been experiencing when you're not in this serenity will have resistance. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be fear. There's going to be periods of waiting. Fear to move forward because you don't have enough information. Fear of the unknown, which is natural. But you're going to pull through. I mean, like, this is a person on a mission here. This is a person moving forward, and this is a person who's actually who's getting recognition for his progress. He's getting recognition for his victory. This is quite a victory here. And this is a 6. This also means progress through service and progress through, like, expansion of the expansion of your world, to understand the other, to include the other. It's like growing. You have growing your extension of the self. From, like, this whole duality where you understand that it's the self and the rest of the world. Now you start growing your concept of self to maybe your family member, your friends, to include more than just self. And it's, again, a natural growth into your spiritual journey. And there you go. Talking about extension of the self, talking about, like, including others into your understanding of the self. You have this Three of Cups, which have two entities coming together to create something bigger. You have a group of friends coming together and celebrating. You understand who you are, and you are now able to bring love into the world that's coming really from your heart, from within you. And that's a huge contribution to the world. And you, of course, this brings, like, that's why I'm saying that you learn exactly who you are, and you understand what your emotions are, and you understand what's within yourself. You understand the movement, you understand the key, you understand everything, you understand that there's resistance, and you accept everything. And this gives you so much emotional stability. You're full of emotions, you're allowing yourself to feel. And by the way, this is Scorpio energy. The King of Cups is somebody who's so full of emotions. He feels everything, but he's not ruled by his emotions. He understands the role of emotions into the whole organism and the way we function as beings. And he can bring so much empathy into the world. He can bring so much fatherly love. and he's also an artist, a creator. He knows how to express his feelings. He knows when to show them. He knows when not to show them. He understands everything, and most of all, he understands himself. He understands. He has the highest understanding of the nature of emotions in general. Therefore, he also understands the world, and he's able to show up into the world with other people 100% himself. There's nothing to hide there. There's nothing not being said, oh, I'm not going to show this part of myself because maybe I'm not going to be liked anymore, or I'm afraid that people will reject me. He's not afraid of rejection. He understands that there is no way to be rejected ever, because the love is from within, and the love goes where it goes. The love cannot be rejected, really. Yes, people may not like you, but that doesn't mean that they reject you. And he's not afraid of that. He's taking responsibility for himself. He's taking responsibility for his feelings. And he understands that other people may not have the same level of awareness. And anyway, coming from this energy of full awareness of the self, of the mental, and of the emotions, and understanding that the power is in, like, really in the heart. By the way, the high priestess here has a cross on her heart again. The heart, it keeps being emphasized in these cards. He truly understands how to show up, how to love, and how he attracts much more love. When we are coming from this, like, loving energy, people feel it. Things change within ourselves, outside of ourselves, in our relationship with the closed ones, with strangers. We are much more open to be kind to strangers because we are not triggered so much, because we are aware of our own emotions and our baggage and our resistances and our wants and don't wants and everything else. So we are less likely to take things personally. We're much more likely to understand that the world outside is a reflection of the world inside, and I'm able to love the humanity at large. I'm able to love the extensions of the self, because from the birth of duality all the way to the awareness of the whole, that everything is connected, that we are all part of the same spinning wheel, and that nothing is permanent. We don't hold on to anything. We don't hold on to anything. Nothing that we idealize, nothing that we understand that we can't keep this forever. It's gonna come moments and moments and moments, and then we're gonna forget about it, and then we're gonna find our way back to the heart, and then we're gonna forget about it, and then we're gonna find our way to the heart by going within, by having the same insights over and over again, up until you create a continuity of that. And then you have much easier access to your heart, and then you have much easier access to your this serenity and this ability to show up into the world from a rather benevolent place, because you're not projecting your fears outside. You've known both the dark and the light. This is an amazing reading, Scorpio, and I hope this resonates with many of you, because it's just an amazing place to be. Make use of these energies as efficiently as you can, and feel it through deeply, because it's gonna make a profound change within you. And for those of you that are gonna experience this for the first time, well, that's gonna bring a big change. And for those of you that had been experiencing this before, this is not the first time you have this sort of awakening, well, rest assured that more moments like this will come and rejoice in the fact that you are building up towards like familiarity of this. You know what to focus on, you know where the wisdom and the knowledge really lies, which is inside yourself and in your heart. Everything you ever wished for is in your heart. You're learning how to access it. And you're learning how to, by accessing it within and by being able to share that, because you're so full of it, as I said, the outside world will just reflect that back at you. And I'm not saying that bad things don't happen any longer. It's just the way we relate to them. The way we are internalizing our experiences is going to be very different. We're no longer victims of our emotions. We are experiencing them and understanding them. Congratulations. Alright, Scorpio, I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please like, share and subscribe. And yeah, spread the love out there. I hope you have an amazing May, and I'll see you here next time.